Again, terror by the fundamental Islam hits Europe, and this time it's Denmark. We send our condolences to the Danish people and also to the Jewish community in Denmark. We call upon the Jews, our brothers and sisters. Israel is your home. We are preparing to absorb a mass immigration from Europe. Jews of Europe, Jews of the world, I say Israel is waiting for you with open arms.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now to talk about this and more is Alan Dershowitz, Harvard Law School professor, author, Newsmax contributor. Hello, Alan.
Hi, how are you?
Good to talk to you again. All right, so, you know, Benjamin Netanyahu is taking a lot of heat, even from the heads of state of some of the European nations where Netanyahu targeted the Jews, saying, hey, come home, come to Israel where it's safe. Do you think it was a good thing for him to do what he did?
Well, I think what events in Europe prove how important it is for there to be in Israel. One single country, that's the nation-state of the Jewish people, that unequivocally and unconditionally opens its doors to every Jew. You know, there are some people who thought the law of return, the law that allows Jews and others to get asylum in Israel, was anachronistic. The events in Europe prove that it's not anachronistic. Remember that 6 million Jews died largely because the United States, Canada, other good countries wouldn't open their doors to Jews. And when the State of Israel was established, its first law said we will never turn away anybody who is under threat of genocide. And so it's been proved essential. Now, you know, Jews have the right to live wherever they want to live, anywhere in the world. But the one place that they absolutely have the right to live is Israel. So I think what Netanyahu is basically saying is you always have a home in Israel. And if the Danish government won't provide you with enough protection, if the French government won't provide you with enough protection, and the French government has not provided enough protection, you know, when Jews were being killed in France, there were no parades. There were no "We Are Jews." It only happened after the Charlie event occurred. Prior to Charlie, there had been a large number of Jewish killings, including school children, and the French did very little about it. So I understand where Netanyahu is coming from, and I understand where Jewish leaders in some parts of Europe are saying, no, 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 we want to have thriving Jewish communities. And the answer is it's up to each individual Jew to decide where to live, as long as he has the option of going to Israel, which is a very important option.
If the Democrats don't show up for Netanyahu's speech or get up and walk out, and the criticism he's gotten from Obama and the White House, I mean, doesn't that contribute? I mean, that's like the UN when Begin spoke and other Israeli officials speak. Is that not going to contribute to anti-Semitism, not only in Europe, but also in this country?
It's a very bad mistake for any congressman to walk out on the Prime Minister of Israel. I hope they will reconsider and not do it. They're not actually threatening to walk out. What they're threatening to do is not show up. But functionally, it's very, very similar. And I would hope that every Democrat, Republican, congressman, regardless of race or religion, would show up and show respect for the Prime Minister of an allied country who knows a great deal about Iran's nuclear program and about the Middle East. So, I mean, you don't like him, you can disagree with him, you can publicly criticize him, but show up and listen to him speak. That makes the most sense.
When Barack Obama issued his statement condemning the executions of the Coptic Christians in Libya, the Egyptians, he said Egyptian citizens were killed. He didn't say who did it. He didn't say that they were Christians. He didn't say they were Christians killed because they were Christians. Yet, of course, when the terrible shooting in North Carolina of the 3 Muslim students occurred, he issued a statement implying, and more than implying, that they were killed because they were Muslim. He said nobody in this country should be killed for how they look or how they worship or whatever. And there's no evidence of that. The police, in fact, don't think that was the case at all. Why can't Barack Obama, when the rabbis were slaughtered in Jerusalem, he shrugged? When the Christians are killed and beheaded because they're Christians by ISIS, he shrugs. What is with him?
He has a problem. He has a serious problem about failing to identify the sources of evil. And he has to change that. He's not speaking on behalf of the United States when he refuses to recognize that radical Islam is behind much of the anti-Semitism, much of the radicalism, much of the extremism, much of the terrorism that's going on in Europe. And he just has to get his act together when it comes to that. I don't know why he's persistent in this regard, but he's wrong. and he should be criticized. And as a liberal Democrat who voted for him twice, I'm the first one to point out how wrong he is. He has to be consistent. You're absolutely right that the killings in North Carolina so far don't seem to bear the indicia of hate crime. It may. The FBI is investigating. Let's keep an open mind about it. But initial reactions are very important. There's absolutely no doubt that the 4 Jews who were murdered in the kosher deli in Paris were killed because they were Jews. The place was targeted because it was a kosher deli. The same thing is true in Denmark.
And he specifically went out of his way, of course, to deny that. I got to go, Alan. That's why I cut you off. Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you. Be well.
Always great talking to Alan Dershowitz. All right, we're coming back, folks. Don't go away.